Oh. Howdy there, YouTube. How are you doing? Give me a second. Here we go. Playing more. All right. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 6? We already did. We already did that. We're moving on. We're here on Twitch playing more Arcade Spirits, picking up where we left off. For those of y'all here on Twitch, end of last stream, we went on our first big date with our bae. With our bae. The queen of baes. And now we move on. Let's see where this goes, y'all. Let's see. Aw, dang, Jezebel, that sucks. Your stream's stuttering? Is anybody else having that problem? Let me know. Looks fine on my end, but could be. You never know. Bum. Hit the lever. No stutter there? All right. Hey, hit people guy, what up? How you doing, buddy? It is the future year 20XX, and my dream has come true. Okay, let's be honest. If you asked me 2 months ago if my dream involved being the event coordinator at a video arcade, I'd have just stared at you kind of funny. Even now, it sounds ridiculous. I ship you with Queen Bee, but I also ship Queen Purr. It's kind of the same. I mean, you know. Even now it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. I'm here, I'm successful, I'm happy. And this is my dream. Ever since Buttmania 20XX, business has been booming. The Funplex is packed with players, day in, day out, kids, teens, the college crowd, the nostalgic ones looking for old games to remember. I've run 3 events so far. We started rotating our games out of storage into play to keep things fresh. The high scoreboards are constantly shifting. In fact, things are going so well, Gavin's hinted that maybe we should start looking into a second location. But this will always be home. Seeing the smiles on coworkers and gamers alike, watching my friends laugh and play in good spirits, that's working for me, and it's bringing me joy in turn. Boom, there's an idea for Arcade Spirits 2 is second location. But not like Five Nights at Freddy's second location. It's like a different one. Anyway. Someone you know got a black eye and it's sticking out. My goodness, throw a, go find a frozen steak. Hold it on there. I won't argue why. In fact, I barely understand why. Wait. And that's better than okay. I won't argue why. In fact, I barely understand why, but I'm happy. And that's better than I've been in years with going with my flow. Going with the flow never brought me this much enjoyment. I'd say by this point, I've soundly broken the family curse. Maybe everything doesn't have to fall apart from under me. Maybe I can just be happy. Well, this is how you invoke a curse. You invoke a curse by saying the curse doesn't exist. Maybe this is where I'm meant to be. Delivery guy. Sign here, please. Huh? A bicycle messenger nudges a slim envelope my way again, trying to catch my attention. Snapped out of my happy little trance immediately. Oh, right. No problem. After jotting down my signature, he drops off the envelope and heads right onto the door. No time for Moopy, or a round of pinball, it seems. Deliveries to make. Curious, I open it up. Price picky, you are cordially invited to dine to discuss business matters at Deco's Palace with CEO Deco Nami. Meeting time will be 7 in the evening, sharp. You may bring a guest of your choosing. Free Royal Value swipe card available for enjoyment of games prior to meeting. What? I read through it a few more times, trying to parse all the curlicues and swirls and swooshes, although that doesn't clear my confusion of the whole matter. Soon, Francine looks up for her knitting, curious about the letter as well, although she seems to already have an idea of what it says. I suppose it's about that time, isn't it? Solik, SK, Price, did you enjoy Elimination Chamber yesterday? It was a blast. For the most part, I mean, like, honestly, most of the matches were just kind of mediocre. But, like, the women's match was fun, and the men's for the title at the end with Kofi versus Bryan, that was a lot of fun. Huh? Oh, and Finn Balor won the title. I love that. Time for that fellow to make another attempt at wooing me. Double, huh? Rather, at wooing my beloved Funplex. Let me guess. Deco Nami of Deco's Palace sent you a fancy invitation with all sorts of fancy writing. That's accurate, yes. It's not the first time. He invited my dear Frederick and I over in 1980X to talk about selling the Funplex, and we turned him down flat. Then, in 1990X, when home game consoles were poised to take back the arcade crowd, he suggested we sell. We turned him down. Now it's 20XX, and he's at it again. A gentleman would know when to quit, but he's got tenacity, and I can't fault him for that. Why would a big-time arcade operator like Deco care that much about us? We're small-time. No offense. Come now, if anyone should be offended, it's you calling yourself small-time. Price, dear, you've put in so much work to make my little arcade soar. I bet that's why he's knocking on our door again. We're thriving, and let's lure him back in. Like Gruyere cheese and the mousetrap. So wait, are we the... She's the trap. I have a small voice? Do I need to turn up my voice? Do I need to turn down the music? What's up?
My, oh my.
That depends on how clever you are, dear. Right, so I'm the cheese. Oh, I prefer to be a nice mozzarella. I could be a bit louder? All right, give me a second. How about now? That should be a little bit better. Turn that down too. Okay, cool. Better? Cool. Yeah, things always get out of whack every time we do this. So you never know. Things get moved around. Okay. Cheese types aside, do you want me to ignore the invite then? Oh, heavens no. Contrary to what people say about this fellow, he's very much a man of his word. I always accept his invitation, always hear him out. It's only fair and proper. I thought he was, like, the arcade's second greatest evildoer. Second greatest? Hold on. Who's the first one? There we go. I need to turn the music down on my headphones now. Okay. He's good? I don't think it's good. Cool. All right.
Let's be sensible.
That's a bit grandiose, no? Certainly plenty of rumors of his questionable methods abound, but that's all they are. Rumors. Politeness should be met with politeness. That's how you conduct proper business, and that's what the Funplex is all about. Francine moves to rise from her seat near the ticket desk, but pauses, leaning heavily on the glass countertop while looking strained. I move to help, but she waves me away and sits back down. Oh, don't worry about little old me. I just stood up too quickly, that's all. Just out of breath. Uh-oh. But, Price, I think it'd be best if you go in my stead. Me? Let's be serious now. These old bones aren't as spry as they once were. And I think you'll have a good time there. Ben, no! Well, an interesting time at any rate. I'll look my dapperest for the villainous gentleman. You can count on me. I will represent the Funplex. Shouldn't Gavin go? He outranked me. Oh, I'm going to look the dapperest. The dappery of dapperists. Then I shall don my Sunday's best to meet the mustache-twirling ruffian of arcade legend with pride. Ha! It's not that upscale, dear. No matter what glitz Deco favors, they still sell cheap beer by the pitcher and rarely scrape gum from under their tables. So, go there and turn them down. Got it. The slowness of a response is a bit concerning. I trust you to make the right decision for everyone. Which is to not sell the Funplex. Right?
I don't feel that's my call to make anymore, dear. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I spend most of my time at home these days. Or napping. Or napping at home. Funplex isn't really about me. Not anymore. It's so much more than Francine's Arcade Funplex now. It's about you. It's about your co-workers. It's about all our regulars. You've made me realize that. And I'm thankful.
I don't like where this is going. This is your dream as well as mine. Your kingdom is mine to rule! But, seriously. You're the one that started this place, Francine. You had a dream of a place where people can have fun, relax, make friends. I feel like even entertaining the idea of selling it is, well, it feels wrong. Disrespectful to you and your dream.
Oh, you're a peach, dear. But times are always changing. I'm an old fuddy-duddy stuck in her ways. Maybe the time has come to change how the Funplex does things.
Oh gosh, my phone! It jumped at me. I got a new phone. I'm still learning how it works. It's telling me my Magikarp is ready to jump.
We're almost back to the heyday of 1980X, thanks to the changes you've made. So I won't say you can't decide to sell. If it's a change you think we need, do it. Please, keep an open mind.
Oh, jeez. Francine sighs deeply, looking more tired than usual.
It's only afternoon and I'm already worn out. Haven't even done anything but sit here and knit all day.
Knitting takes a lot of concentration. That's not nothing. If you're feeling pooped, you could take a few days off. Go home. Get some rest.
All the same, I'd rather come in for work tomorrow, even if there's little work for me to do. I love being here. This is my true home.
And yet you want me to keep an open mind about this deal?
Like I've told you, life can be a difficult series of trade-offs. What I want and what should be are often different things. I'm relying on you to do right by everyone I love. If selling is in their best interest to keep this dream going, so be it. No matter what you decide, I'm proud of you. I knew there was something special about you when I hired you to replace my grandson. You are the brightest spirit at the Funplex. And while we may not be blood, I'm happy to consider you part of my family.
Aw, so sweet. The grandma I never had. Aw. I never knew my grandmothers, either of them. They died when I was really young. I feel like you filled that role. You become the grandmother I never had, Miss Francine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome home, Price. You'll always be welcome here.
With another deep sigh, Francine eases herself out of her chair.
Now, I think I'll take your suggestion and head on home. Well, for today, anyway. I'll be here bright and early in the morning to hear how things went with Mr. Nami. I know you'll make the right decision. Good night, Price. Be well.
Make the right decision. Okay. Nope, still not keen to sell out my dream. Try to leave my options open and hear him out. Arcades can't stagnate. Maybe change is inevitable. I'm not keen. I'll keep an open mind, as I always do, but I just can't see it. If we sell out, well, I've tried so hard. I've gone so far. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. That's what old Price would have said. Everything's going to collapse in on itself, so why get emotionally invested? But new Price grabs onto what they want with both hands and does not let go. If Francine wants me to hear her out, or hear him out, okay, but I seriously doubt this will change my mind. Now, who do I want to take as my +1? Old Price would have started singing, that's true, yes. Hey, Iris. Huh? You want to come as my date? I'm your girl Friday, but I'm afraid you're not my type. My type being USB compatible, of course. USB-C, Iris? I sensed you were in a state of deep ponderance and wanted to help. You're thinking of who to take to the meeting. Can we downgrade to old Price? Every day, Mortal Kombat fan, every day. Yeah, I mean, Queen Bee is the obvious choice. I'm sure she'd have some opinions on Deco's palace. True, as part of the Funplex family, Queen Bee would be a good pick, but this is a business meeting. You may want to consider widening your options. Queen Bee will support your decision either way. It's clear she trusts you. True. Okay then. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel... This is an interesting one because Because obviously Queen Bee is who we've been dating, and, you know, video game, it's like, oh, keep picking the same person. But, I mean, realistically, Gavin makes the most sense when it comes to making these types of decisions. Naomi would also maybe make sense. Percy, like, the people who know the money would be the ones that I would want to take with me, right? Wouldn't y'all? Let's take Percy. Let's take Percy. I never give y'all any Percy time. Let's take Percy, huh? I can do the voice. By the way, I don't know if y'all heard this. This is like my favorite bit of news. Apparently, so like my Percy accent is a British accent, but it also sounds like a little bit Australian because I'm American. What do I know? And so people are like, he kind of sounds Australian. And then Two Flowers said, oh, didn't you know? Percy's mom is Australian. Canon. It's canon now. Percy's mom's Australian, so Percy is a little Australian. Here we go. Percy's been taking it easy since his heart attack, only making a few passes through Moopy a day, relaxing and casually playing other games in between. I wave him over as he's walking away from a round of Donkey Kong TM.
Lovely day.
Hello there. Lovely day, isn't it? Lovely indeed, although it's about to get a bit less lovely. I know you're not exactly an employee of the Funplex, even if you own a small slice of it in the form of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, but I could use your help. Deco Nami wants to meet with me to discuss a business venture? Hopefully a mutually beneficial one, but who knows? I see. Rather serious, that. And you'd like to tap my business acumen to help assess whether he's serious or simply looking to scoop up a rival? Something like that, yeah? Very well, I shall put my best business face on, but I'd rather not wear a tie, if it's all the same to you. Isn't taking yourself a bit narcissistic? It ain't me, it's a different man. I'm going in my hoodie. I think you can skip ties. I'll just go gather up my things, shall I? Don't make a big deal of this. Don't make a big deal of this. Don't make a big deal of this. We go there, we snicker at how awful the place is, tell Deco to shove it, go home, and everything's back to the way it should be. It's gonna be fine. Everything is fine. Percy offers to drive us across town to Deco's palace. Contrary to the talk before, we don't exchange many words. I'm deep in thought, running through all the possibilities of what could happen, and I can't shake this feeling. Something is off. Even looking at the glowing neon temple in the distance, my stomach knots and I feel uneasy. When we finally pull up, a valet takes the car and glitzy blinking lights blind our eyes. Hesitantly, I look over to Percy. That smile reassures me enough to continue onwards. This is for me, my friends in the Funplex. I got this. I pause momentarily, inhaling the cool air around me, then open the door. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is some... Look, more penguins. Deco's Palace. I've actually been here before. I think my 6th birthday party was here. I barely remembered it, but I think I had fun. Maybe? But I'm entering as an adult. My first reaction is, okay. My first reaction is, boy, is that a weird smell. A mix of chicken grease, beer, and sweaty kids. My second reaction is, geez, is it noisy. Visually noisy and sound type noisy. All the chaos of a Vegas casino. A jumble of light and bells and whiz bangs. Once we acclimate to the new environment, we're escorted in and given VIP royal value swipe cards. No tokens, no quarters, just a card of indeterminate points to spend. Got a little over an hour to kill before the meeting. Time to see what's at the palace. Can't say I care much for the atmosphere of this place. It's hardly cozy, is it?
That's a shame.
I know I say I play my best in the chaos and noise of an authentic arcade, but this feels skewed in all different directions. It's a bit too intense. He does seem pretty uneasy, ever since stepping through the doors. Is this, safe for you? With your condition? Percy, you doing okay? Your heart. You only got out of the hospital a few weeks ago. Oh, Tosh, I'm fine. I doubt Deco's palace can carve a few months off what's left of my lifespan. I'd be more worried if Francine came along. You've noticed, haven't you? She's getting worse. Yeah, I've noticed. Later, Mortal Kombat fan. Probably for the best that we're here, in her stead. We'll do right by her, love. No worries. I suggest we split up, roam around a bit, scout it out. I'll study the games. You're welcome to join me. If not, I'll rejoin you later. Okay, some time to kill. But not that much time to kill. I'll need to be choosy. What do I want to check out while waiting for my dinner date with Destiny? Let's get a drink. Thirsty as heck. I want to see what sort of games they have. Sounds like a tournament's going on. Let's watch. Let's check out the tournament. I'm an event coordinator, right? I should see what their events are like. From the sound of it, there's a big tournament running in the dedicated esports section near the back. I wandered through the games to join the crowd. Okay. I'll admit to being impressed. They've got no less than 10 Fist of Discomfort machines, all of them occupied by players in pro team jerseys and jackets. The crowd's red hot, cheering on their heroes as the back-and-forth resource battle of the world's most popular fighting strategy game plays out before them. Although the banner hanging above it all does make me shudder. Deco's Palace presents the Choco Energy Max Power Quench and Pizza Yum's Friday Night Fisting.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
See? Even these gamers know that when pizza's on a bagel, you can... Iris? Oh god, please no. I haven't had one of those in weeks. That's just started being able to afford real food. You just don't appreciate the sublime majesty of combining two of the greatest bread-related snack products into one hybrid masterpiece. Hang on. I sense a disturbance in the crowd. What was that? I call hacks, you cheater! Two competitors step away from their game, start shouting and shoving each other. I hope this doesn't escalate. And now it's a full-on fight. Like an actual awkward grapple and punch fight. Real-life fights are just... That's it. A grapple and punch fight. Just people falling over and stuff. Whoa, who's this dude? Cheering teenager. Yeah, kick his ass! Shouting teenager. Don't take any of that crap from him. Destroy that mother bleeper. Violent altercation detected. Do you want me to call emergency services? Deco's Palace has security guards. They should be able to handle this. Two gamers both flail wildly at each other. One swing actually makes contact. Blood dribbling down the corner of a mouth. Any second now. The people with black shirts that have security printed across their chest just stand there, letting it happen. No one is doing anything to stop this. The crowd is eating it up, feeding off of the cutthroat energy. Only after a half a minute of this nonsense does the security actually step in. Hey, Bulbasaurus! Much to the crowd's dismay, the two angry gamers are still cursing and kicking as they're finally pulled apart. Wow, tough crowd. So much for friendly competition. I don't think I can really learn anything from this. I run clean events at the Funplex and have zero tolerance policy for salty bastards. It's true. What up, Two Flower? Time to move on. Let's get a drink. I'm thirsty as heck. I know I've got a big old dinner coming soon, but this place is sucking the moisture right out of my body. Somehow. I sidle up to the bar looking to wet my whistle and maybe get a snack too. A fairly bored-looking bartender notices my approach and puts on a fake smile for my benefit. Welcome to Deco's Palace. How may I help you? Alcohol will require proof of identification. Rattled off in an even monotone by someone who gave up caring years ago. I enjoy beer as much as the next person, but I think I'll stay stone cold sober before butting heads with Deco Nami. Yeah, hi, can I get a diet soda and some fries? Uh-huh. The old moldy, diet water, stinky drinky. Yeah, there's some good ones up here. Never made this before special. Literally just napkins in a cup. The stinky drinky is $43.21. I don't even want to know what goes in the stinky drinky. Is this stinky drinky one of the Teletubbies? I'm kidding. Do you want me to play some recorded music? Studies show it helps with long waits. Wondering what the holdup is, I try to find the bartender again, despite the elbow crowd. Where is the penguin in this scene? I don't know. There we go. He's busy chatting with some teenager. Probably another customer. Let's look. Can we see them right? Can we see a penguin? Just looking. Look, is there one up in the rafters somewhere? I don't know. We'll look. Hey, excuse me. Quickly, the customer mumbles something and takes a small object, a USB drive, from the bartender, and notices me looking. Sorry, I just had a thing to do. I'll get out of your way. Sorry to bother you. What was it you wanted again? Diet soda. French fries. Coming right up. I'm worried he's going to vanish from the face of the earth again, but soon he's back with some prepared fries and a bubbly soda. Okay, how many points does this cost? Points are just for games, cash or credit or phone pay. I actually waved my phone in his direction. Money for you! Ka-ching! Alright, let's look. Any penguins? I don't see any penguins, y'all. It's okay, though. There's probably a penguin in the stinky drinky. Right, time to sample this appetizer. Is it yummy? Is it even edible? I guess these are technically fries. Or something approaching an adequate approximation of deep-fried potato snack. Want me to add that to your online review? What? No! No online review! Last thing we want is to annoy Deco Nami with a 2-star report on his fried foodstuffs. This place is supposed to be, you know, good food and good times. Not plausibly acceptable food and yet to be had good times. Huh. Weirdly enough, I did a search. There's not a single negative review of the food here.
I know.
Oh, I see why. Price, more than half of these reviews were written by bots. I can tell the earmarks, one AI to another. They are recognizable heuristic patterns. So he stuffs his own electronic ballot boxes. Who is this guy, a tin pot dictator? Well, that's the weird thing. The sites I'm checking have really good anti-bot control mechanisms. Like, I can't even post to some of them. And I'm super awesome. This is weird. Do you want me to look into this more? If you trust me to, I mean. Two Flower, maybe the real Pengy was the friends we made along the way. Sure, why not? Dig around a bit. I trust you, Iris. Snoop around, but do so very quietly, okay? Okay, I don't know if I'll come up with much, but thanks for believing in me. I decide to finish off my snack and drink quickly so I can get back to exploring Deco's palace. What's next? Actually, the meeting's right around the corner. No more time to explore. If seeing a little bit of what Deco's palace has to offer, I'm still sticking to the plan. Funplex has way more kind and caring spirit than this place, and I don't see Deco really embracing our ideals.
Beep, beep.
Beep beep. Price! It's now 7 p.m. sharp. Deco Nami is waiting for you. Penguin on a boat! Yay! Pengy Mania! Win big! It's that time already? Time sure flies when you're having fun? Investigating? Fun-vestigating. I quickly send a text to Percy before nervously wringing my sweaty hands together. I let the sounds and sights of Deco's wash over me, and I retreat deep within myself. Francine comes to mind as I remind myself of what she told me on my first day.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
No doubt you'll find yours as well.
Gives me a momentary respite, and I smile. I know exactly what must be done, and I'm going to go in there and do it. Howdy, Shroom Timo. Welcome. I only ended up waiting a minute or two before I was reunited with Percy.
Oh goodness, I spilled water on myself. Oh goodness.
Without having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in, anticipating our arrival, and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We're treated like royalty as they pull our chairs for us, and we sit down at a reserved table. Amongst the families huddled around ginormous plates of pizza and chicken tenders, we stick out like a sore thumb. An actual linen tablecloth drapes over our table, accompanied by fancy lit candles. To set the mood, I suppose. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and a carafe of cucumber lime infused water also sits before us. Deco apparently spares no expense, at least not with his special guests. Suspect I ought to eat healthy. Just have a salad, maybe some grilled chicken. No cheesy breadsticks or anything of that sort. I think you ought to do most of the talking during the actual meeting, love. You run the stage. I'm merely one of your many players. Okay, but if you see something you want to comment on, you jump in. Got it? I value your opinion.
Not sure how useful my opinions will be, given what I want is sort of the opposite of what this place provides. But I understand it's not really for me. An old man can't afford to yell at clouds for long. Not enough days in one's life to waste on such nonsense. Oh, Percy. Always so dark. Maybe, but I still want to know how you feel, okay? Of course. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs, as our food is delivered promptly. Faster than the other families seated here, who have been waiting some time, judging by the expansive crayon work on the kids' placemats. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way. Given how long I had to wait for my fries earlier, I'm shocked by the discrepancy. But before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. Ah, here he is. What kind of a voice should I give him? And I'm sure he has a voice, but I haven't heard it yet. Is this who Mark Meir plays? I think it is, isn't it? Price Piggy. I'm gonna be the Emperor until I hear the actual voice.
It's an honor to break bread with you.
Ah, there we go. It's an honor to break bread with you. Okay, got it. Likewise? Why are you wearing the Infinity Gauntlet in rings? I'm not quite sure why I'm taken aback by his presence, but he looks decidedly ordinary. I was ready for an over-the-top 1920X's mob boss, fedora and all. Sure, there's the jeweled walking cane and the rings on his fingers. Clearly, he likes showing off his money. But Deco, he's not some caricature. He's just an ordinary guy in a suit. When I picture the grand poobah of Deco's palace, I picture someone more like, well, Hamza, I guess. He offers a simple smile and a nod of the head as we begin. It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I was looking forward to enjoying her sweet smile once more. But, that said, I'm always happy to meet with... Percy Sinclair, good sir. Future Mr. Moopy's Magical Maze World Champion. Ah, a retro player. A dying art, really. I appreciate you coming along.
I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you?
Yeah, she's mentioned you wanted to buy the Funplex and that she's politely declined.
She's a courteous woman, she is. Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Deco's Palace is and always has been the premier family entertainment arcade. Both of you are intimately familiar with the arcade industry. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla.
Okay. That's a big gorilla. Indeed. But that doesn't mean there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs such as the Funplex. Boutique, he says. I should probably feel insulted by that. Too much ape for me. Nice, Demi. I'll be careful, Flarewolf. He does just want to manipulate us, I'm sure.
Let me explain.
Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is a change of ownership. In return for a very generous compensation package, one Miss Francine can easily retire on for the rest of her years. I would take over ownership of the Funplex to evolve it into its final form, Deco's Fun Zone. What's a Fun Zone?
Think about this.
A Fun Zone is a new concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations, a best of both worlds scenario. Honestly, the Funplex is simply too limited in size to host the full Deco's Palace experience of fun, family, food, and excitement. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or bar, we simply focus on your strength, your games. You become a game center rather than a palace. We need to replace some of your outdated machines, of course, bringing it up to speed with the standards of excellence Deco's Palace is known for. But overall, I think this would be a win for all involved. And he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Okay, I have questions. And I have answers. Let's see if they match up. I've got concerns about your quality of service. Your tournaments seem a bit unruly. What would happen to the Funplex staff? How much creative control would we have? I mean, I want to ask every single one of these. I've definitely got concerns about all of these.
I had some fries at the bar earlier. Well, I attempted to have some fries at least. It took forever to get service. The waiter was too distracted by other customers. I'd hoped that our fun zone could deliver a better service experience.
Unfortunate.
I'm disappointed to hear that. Needless to say, I'll deal with the bartender appropriately.
I'm not trying to get them fired. I'm just concerned that,
Yes, let's not dwell, shall we? Rest assured that we aim to maintain a high-quality experience overall.
they'll be sacked.
Any other concerns?
I don't think this is a moment to confront him regarding his review tampering. At least I should wait until Iris finds something. Saw a few players fighting over at the tournament.
Well, it's a fighting game, is it not?
As in fighting each other with fists in real life?
Ah, I take it my crack security team intervened?
Eventually. Not before blood was
You
drawn.
understand, yes?
We take safety very seriously at Deco's Palace. That includes the safety of our security workers. They are instructed not to intervene until it's safe to intervene for all involved. I trust them to make that call, and I'll note we've not a single legal action pending.
Wow. Because that's the standard of excellence. If we're not being sued, then you can't call us rude. Ding. What would happen to the Funplex staff? New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have?
Good.
I firmly believe you have a long and storied career ahead of you in arcade management, McSpiggy. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts. The fact that you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in our industry. You should be proud of that.
The page. That's not how security works. I work security. No, I know. That is absolutely not how security works. That's 100% like anti, like why even have security if that's your approach?
The fact that you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in our industry. You should be proud of that.
Okay, but that still doesn't answer my question. What about the others?
Well, Mr. Cooper is a capable accountant, so I'm certain he'd be welcome in the new facility. But we can hash out staffing later on, after settling the bigger picture questions.
Their security is like WWE security, Ben. Couple local wrestlers dressed up like security people. All right, let's talk creative control. I've been developing new sorts of arcade events, competitions, other things to get people in the door. Will we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under a change of ownership?
Let me explain.
McSpiggy, obviously I value your expertise on these matters and would be happy to consult with you on the best direction for the Fun Zone.
I hate everything this man is saying. It's all like corporate doublespeak nonsense, and I hate it, and I know I'm supposed to. But it's all just like canned lines. Like, oh, I had a lawyer write these statements, so I don't have to answer your questions. I'm going to make you sign a piece of paper, and I'm going to take all control, but I'm going to make you think maybe you have some control, because I never told you anything. Oh. I would headbutt this guy. Like in real life, I would be like, no, wham, and then we're out. That's not answering the question. Thank you, me.
It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you need to adopt in order to truly be a part of the Deco family. Once you realize that, you'll understand more of how we run those kinds of events.
Capital.
It's nothing too onerous, and really we need to look at the bigger picture, the chance for growth and profit. Don't worry about such petty little things for now.
I'm worrying about my friends' jobs. I'm worrying about the control that I have over my work. Fickle, Ben. Fickle. Fickle. That's all my questions.
Excellent. I suggest we shake on it and set our various lawyers to the task of sorting out the specifics.
Fuck no. Excuse my language, but not a chance. He rises to his feet, extending a hand bristling with shiny rings to shake mine. I'd assume this was a definite no from word one, and it still feels like a no. Am I really going to shake that hand? Oh. You know what? It's me. I cross my arms under my chest defiantly. Not even for a hat made out of money. Yeah, you know what? Screw you. Screw you. 8 times over. It'll be a cold day in hell when we sell our Funplex to a money-grubbing bastard like you. I've seen what you've got on offer, and I am far from impressed. This place is a filthy shithole, and I want nothing to do with it. So, Mr. Nami, you can take your oh-so-generous offer, turn it sideways, and shove it straight up your candy ass!
I see.
His grip on the walking cane tightens to the point where I can hear his bones creak.
Very well. You too. You think your pathetic little pile of rotting wood and plastic actually stands any sort of threat to me? I am the arcade business. Me, not you. I was going to spare that broom closet you call an arcade. I was going to generously allow you to be part of something greater. But instead, I think I'll simply destroy you.
Go for it, buddy. Everybody loves Dave and Buster's, right?
And I'm going to have fun doing it.
Yes, like Percy could have jumped in there, buddy. He sneers at me once before sharply turning around and peg legs his way out. Dear, oh dear. Price, we have our meetups at GameWorks. Yeah, just because it's big. What? You could have let him down a bit more gently. It's clear under the veneer of being respectful, he loathed us. He was being the most rude human being on the planet, and you just don't... Maybe it's because of the modern political climate now, but I've stopped dealing with people who are like talking behind nonsense words to try and get past having to be a real person. Worst people on the planet. Be honest, be straightforward, say what you mean, move on. All I did was bring him out into the light. Oh, I won't argue that he didn't deserve it. He's a rather foul beast of a man, isn't he? All that false praise while belittling our beloved Funplex. But this may get even uglier now that you've thrown down the gauntlet of war. Suppose we'd best make ourselves scarce, yeah? Price, you spent too much time with Queen Bee. I can't help it. Hastily, we abandon the sinking ship and scoot right on out the door, barely slipping by before his crack security force notices. From there, it's a short jaunt across town, back home. As I walk into my apartment, the sheer and utter exhaustion of the day hits me like a brick wall to the face. My adrenal glands are tapped out, leaving me in a dreamlike lethargy. I can't help but sigh as I just stand there, my body too drained to move, reflecting on how the evening's events transpired. I realize this day entirely kicked my ass. I just declared arcade war. Seriously. That was the opening salvo, and I foresee it only intensifying. The days ahead are going to be interesting, to say the least. As I continue to anxiety loop, replaying every moment in my head, something steals my attention. A shimmering beam of hope and happiness. My best friend, Juniper. She's sitting on the couch, scribbling away in a sketchbook, probably working on some designs for her freelance contracts. She's been so happy ever since leaving that office, and her joy intensifies upon noticing me standing in the room. I'm a child, really, Price, really. I apologize for the language, sort of. But also, like, you know, ain't nothing wrong with swearing. So, how was work today? Well, it was a day, certainly. The condensed version is that Deco Nami wanted to buy the Funplex, and Francine asked me to go negotiate. What? Deco? As in, Deco's Palace Deco? The one and only. Whoa. Well, how'd that go? I told him to screw off. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know I had it in me, but wow, I just told a billionaire to screw off. I am so dead. He's gonna do everything in his power to destroy us. Yikes. But hey, that's a good thing. It means he's scared. Exactly. Sure didn't sound scared to me, but... He wouldn't have tried to woo you to his side if he wasn't worried about what the Funplex could become.
Try to see the positive. Let's not stand here and drum up a whole bunch of anxiety. That's not going to help with anything.
I've got it.
Why don't you take your mind off things and binge watch some cartoons with me? Tempting, but another night, Juniper. I really need some sleep. Okay, just let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. I smiled back at Juniper before retiring to bed. Things are going to get rough, y'all. I lay in bed, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling above me. After trying various ways of forcing myself to sleep, nope. Not working. Can't sleep. I hate insomnia. When you start worrying about being unable to fall asleep, the worry feeds on itself until you're actively stopping yourself from resting. A vicious cycle. I sigh heavily, feeling the weight of my decision dragging me down. I hope I did the right thing tonight. My phone lights up as Iris' sensors detect conversation. Price? You want to chat? No, I want to sleep, but I can't, so... Hey. Would you enjoy some recorded music? Maybe something relaxing? That looks like an easy way to have your phone drop on the floor. I sleep like this. No joke. Usually my phone is like right here under the pillow, but like right next to the pillow. But yeah, that's how I sleep. I just can't shake this feeling that I'm standing on a precipice, right in front of this big dark hole. It's weird because I think I made the right call, but if I'm confident in that, why do I feel like I'm about to fall? Yeah, see, everybody in chat's like, oh yeah, I do this. Based on prior personality indicators and inputs, my therapeutic system suggests it's fear of failure based on years of prior examples. In short, you've got a long family history of everything always going wrong, all at once. Murphy's Law, so when things are going right, I'm expecting to fail anyway. But worrying about it won't actually change the situation. Whether you sleep or not does not affect the outcome. So, my suggestion is to get some rest. Deal with problems as they come. She's right. I mean, intellectually, I know she's right. As someone who has anxiety, this kind of mantra, like saying this to yourself, of like, you know, when you get hit with your anxiety waves, if you just kind of remind yourself, like, no, you know, there's only so much I can do. Right now, I have no power over this thing, so I can't, you know, dwelling on it will only make things worse. Swearing should be banned? Why, Reese? They're great words. I love them all. But knowing something is true and feeling it to be true, well, those are surprisingly different things. Yeah. For me, it works. For a lot of people, it doesn't. Everybody has their own ways of tamping their anxiety. Iris off.
Iris offline.
Okay, but remember, you're a good person and deserve to be happy. Two Flower, same here. Put my own anxiety in this scene. Yeah, exactly. Primiko, then you shouldn't have imitated your Bay Price. You should have been a gentleman at declining the offer. Like, please, sir, go screw yourself. Thank you. For you, it doesn't, Blair Wolf. Yeah, for some people it does. For some people it doesn't. It took me a long time to be able to, like, counter my anxiety. The other thing is distraction. So, like, I'll be... I mean, this was like legit. Like, let's have a little bit like a real talk right now, right? Because why not? It's relevant. So like last night, I was having not an anxiety attack, but my anxiety was ramping up because this weekend I went and hung out with people that I never met before. So it was like all new people and everything like that, and it was fun. But as someone with anxiety, I keep rethinking like every little thing I did while I was out. Like, oh, that was so embarrassing. Oh, people must hate me. Oh, all of this, right? All these little moments that like in my head are huge. And then for everyone else, it's, you know, no one actually noticed. No one actually cared. But these are things that I worry about, right? So first thing is I do the thing I say like, well, don't worry about it. It already happened. It's in the past. There's nothing you can do about it. So why dwell on it, right? And then trying to remind myself like, you have friends, you have confidence, you have good, all these things that are good in my life, that why I shouldn't care about the thing I'm anxious about. And then eventually it, you know, it still sticks around, the anxiety. It still comes back.
So then what I try and do is I try and distract myself. And the way that I've always been able to distract myself is I start thinking of stories. I like to come up with characters and stories and new worlds and all kinds of stuff. And I just think through like, ooh, in this world, what would I do? Oh, what would the characters do? Where would they go? What would they try to accomplish? All this stuff. And I just sort of like create a little story and a world in my head. And as I'm thinking through this stuff and I just keep on building this world, then I fall asleep. I fall asleep in my own little imaginary world. And it really, really, that's what helps me when I'm trying to go to bed, right? Or like, or if my anxiety's ramping up. Everybody, each their own. Everybody has their own strategies. It's important to get strategies, though. Like in the world of psychology, we call that emotional regulation. And for some people, you're capable to regulate like that. And for some people, you need help, right? You need some kind of chemical balancer or something. I'm not sure that anxiety and depression are the same, but I think I have both of them, and Iris would be nice to talk to while I fall asleep. They're similar at times, but they have different triggers and different outcomes. Jezebel, my anxiety is super bad, it's fire. Hold on. Chat's moving so fast. That's exactly how I fall asleep. My anxiety, yeah. When my anxiety is super bad, which is most of the time, I keep my hands super busy and look at art, read stuff, like little mini stories. Yeah, exactly. Distractions, very good. Price, I do that too. My therapist calls it maladaptive daydreaming. Maladaptive, huh? As in like, oh no, I'm avoiding the problem? Is that what it is? Maladaptive daydreaming. Interesting. Never heard that before. What is my newest voice besides Feeter? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. They're definitely not the same thing, and you're always welcome to reach out. Yep. I have a million imaginary worlds in my head. I'm the type that lives in my head 99% of the time. That's me. It's important to get to know yourself and how you work. That's for sure. Exactly. I used to have a bunch of characters that I would imagine talking to me and trying to cheer me up in the worst years of my life. It helped me grow a lot when I couldn't admit I wanted to help myself. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Iris, tell me a story. Iris tells an intense story about the fall of humans. Oh, great. Thank you, Mommy. That was it. Mommy Angel. I just realized I was like, thank you, Mommy. I was like, that's a weird thing to say out loud when no one can see that there's a person in chat with Mommy in their name. Flare Wolf, I don't really have a strategy and nobody really knows that I deal with this except you guys. I would strongly suggest, reaching out and trying to, find out what you need, right? Because like my anxiety is not enough to really get in the way of my daily life, right? But if yours is really bad, you definitely seek out some help. Hey, if it helps you, I wouldn't call it maladaptive. I wouldn't call it maladaptive, but it's possible that, the research says like, oh yeah, sure, it's a short-term band-aid on a larger problem. It could be. I'd have to look it up. It could be. I do it too. I turn them into a webcomic and novel. Cool! It's neat to find out that other people have the same thing. Not to be confused with maladaptive daydreaming, which is when you want to go shopping. Flare Wolf, if I go to my parents and friends and stuff, they may not believe me because I act differently than the real me to impress people. That's the case with a lot of people with mental illness, honestly. Anxiety and depression is they put on a face. I don't want to get like too down on myself or anything, but I'm sure when I'm on camera, when y'all see me doing stuff, I probably seem pretty like exuberant and out there and all this kind of stuff. But I'm a very private person. I like to be alone a lot. I like to keep to myself. I'm a very quiet person when I'm around new people. I'm very shy. But I'm able to do this because I feel comfortable in this space, because I feel comfortable talking to y'all. That's when I get this outward expression. PAX was pretty overwhelming at times. I just follow my friends most of the time to zone out. Yeah, exactly, Jezebel. Also, reaching out to friends and such is always a pretty good idea. If you can get your own brain to tell you it's okay, friends can sometimes help ground you. Exactly. And a lot of times what your friends are going to say is stuff that like very quickly, you'll be like, oh crap, I should have told them forever ago. You'll feel so much better. Let's see. Apparently it's basically a coping mechanism that I used to avoid reality instead of dealing with it. I don't 100% agree that it's bad though. Right. So yeah, Miss Morgan, like that's the thing about it. That makes sense. So for me, like I said, if it's something I can't deal with, if it's a problem that I can't actually solve, then it's not maladaptive because it's just a distraction to help me move past the anxiety. Because there's no way for me to treat my anxiety in the moment when I'm going to bed. But I guess, your psychiatrist or your therapist, whoa, I clicked outside the window, would probably say you should be medicated so that you don't have those thoughts in the first place, which is fair. Sometimes you need a Band-Aid. Indeed. Weighted blanket. Jen, I need to get one. I've heard such good things, and I have my entire life. I have always stacked stuff on me when I go to bed. Like right now, I have a huge comforter that I'll cover myself up with, and then I have a pretty heavy pillow. It's like a Tempur-Pedic pillow that I put on my chest. So I think I need a weighted blanket. I need that kind of comfort. I have 3 masks on constantly. Not always fun. Trying to peel back those layers and get down to one stable zone. Yeah, it's rough. My anxiety does get in my way every day. It drags me down. But let me say one thing. It really helps to talk about this in the community. I dare to speak up because nobody really knows me. And this community is really helping. And sometimes even makes my day. Well, I'm glad that we can help. I mean, and that's important to have people that you can talk to. So right now, you're talking about it. And just talking about it is probably going to help you. Mommy Angel just wanted to drop by and say hi, and I love your vids. I have to go now. All right, later, Mommy Angel. Thank you for watching the videos. Yeah, for sure. You're gonna stop now because it's getting way too serious. It's all right. Price, my friend is way into personality types, and we're both the same type. INFP, and literally that type is known for living in their heads and having imaginary scenarios and such. And yes, my friend is a weighted blanket, and she says it's the best thing ever. I think we're probably the same. I don't do... That's Myers-Briggs, right? I'm not a Myers-Briggs guy. I could talk about it in a second. But real quick, Strauss Rat has resub Prime for 16 months. As someone with anxiety, it's good to be able to come to a place like this and realize I'm not the only one that goes through this. It's a big help, and thank you all very much. Thank you for your continued support, and yeah, I'm glad we can provide this space. Now we're, this video is dragging on longer, and we're pushing the series on longer now by us sitting here and talking about it. But the anxiety came up in the game. Feels like an important time to talk about this stuff. So yeah, I haven't done a Myers-Briggs test in a long time because I'm not really... I like the ocean personality test, but I get it. All right. Weighted blankets. Yes. Weighted blankets. Lots of them. One of the pros of having no energy to do laundry, K-Lightning. All right, let's see. Sometimes you got to have real talk TM. Exactly. Okay. Alrighty. As Fire says, remember y'all, feel free to reach out to the mods if you need to. We love y'all, and we're always here with some resources if needed. That's true. Our mods are always equipped. They've got some resources for people who need help with, a lot of different issues, and definitely can help you out there if you need it. Yeah, Jezebel is also called the Big Five. So real quick, before we move forward, the reason I like the Big Five, Myers-Briggs is theoretically derived. And so the theoretical derivation just means that the data says it should work, but it doesn't have a lot of predictive power. Like when we look at those Myers-Briggs personality tests, we can't really predict things about people's future from them. The Big Five is entirely statistically based, and that one has huge amounts of predictive power. So if you give someone a Big Five test, you can tell what jobs are they going to be good in? What jobs are they going to be bad in? How long are they going to last at their job? How successful are they going to be in these? What kinds of issues are they going to have? It's really impressive, actually. One question, how has this conversation turned from the game to serious stuff? Don't get me wrong, it's awesome to talk about, but it's an awesome game to help us with stuff like this. Yeah, I mean, just because we were talking about anxiety in here, and we just connected to it. They pushed the Big Five hard in psych. Yeah, Miss Morgan, I don't know if you know this, I used to teach psychology, and the Big Five is all we talk about. We don't talk about Myers-Briggs really anymore, except in social psychology as a theoretical thing, because the Big Five's the one. It's just the one that we use because it works. All right, let's get back into the game. But we may go on these little tangents from time to time. All right. My phone goes back to sleep. Unrelated to the current stream, will you guys ever bring back Dig or Die? Maybe. We don't have any plans. And I do not. Some hours later, my body just passes out on its own. I vaguely recall my alarm going off a few times, but under protest of its mistreatment, my flesh refuses to submit to the siren's song. Meaning it's nearly noon when I finally rouse, having completely overslept and missed half a day at work. Would I go back to Monster Prom? I'll be doing some Monster Prom soon. In a panic, I get dressed and hop on a late bus to the Funplex, grumbling all the way. Yeah, because they just released a new update. I opt to ignore the pile of waiting notifications on my phone. Whatever it is, I'm in too much of a hurry. I'll check them after getting to the Funplex. Oh no, check your notes! You know they're important. I'd promised to report back to Francine first thing in the morning, and now I'd miss lunch even. But oddly enough, on arriving, the arcade is closed? I mean, my key still works, but they're closed for business. The sign is off. No gamers present or accounted for. Quickly look around for some familiar and hopefully friendly faces. And finally, only dark expressions and tears. T-Cham Clam! 1,000 bits, yo, Price, you're my fave, don't tell the others, bisexual pride. Thank you so much. Drop some of them bike shorts, y'all. My stomach starts to knot, and I feel the color drain from my face as I see their downtrodden and gloomy expressions. Tears welling up in their eyes. Naomi quickly dabs at her face, hoping I won't notice. Oh, what's going on? We turned Deco down flat last night, so why is everybody so... Price, it's Francine. Oh, no! Immediately, a dark pit swells in my stomach. She passed away last night. In her sleep. I'm told it was very peaceful. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. The news hits me like a slap to the face. My hands shake and my lower lip quivers. I try to say something at first, but words can't form due to the lump in my throat. All right. I might start crying here. This is a little bit too real. Last week, my step grandmother died last week. She was a very nice woman. I'm sorry. It's just like way too real. Okay. I'm all right. It's okay. It was her time. It was her time. That just like hit me out of nowhere. That's all. I wasn't ready for that. Okay. Family. She told me I was family. And now, she's gone. Naomi and Ashley look to me, their beacon of hope, wanting and wishing for me to make it all better. I'm not sure anything I can say will ease our sadness. Heck, I'm not sure if I can even formulate full sentences at this moment. I'm sorry, guys. Now we're all crying. Oh, man. Look what you done, Two Flower. You killed us all. Look at this. Ugh. I take a deep breath, drawing all matters of strength from tips to toes. I look at them with empathy in my eyes before opening my mouth. Cackley, did you just get here? Oh, boy. Yeah. Anyway, we don't need to... I'm a cry. I'm a cry. She was an amazing person. Francine, she was a wonderful human with an even more beautiful heart. She had many happy years with her husband, Frederick. Decades spent here at the Funplex, doing her best to make everybody smile and have a good time. I wish she could be with us now, and I can't help but smile when I think of how great a life she led. How happy she'd be with how it all turned out. Let's remember her how she was. Beautiful. Francine will be missed.
Thank you.
I miss her so much, Price. If Francine was here, your woods would have made her so happy. Naomi emits a ragged sigh, a slight tinge of anger entering her sorrowful voice after. Maybe it's for the best she's not alive to see what happened today. What? Before I can get an answer, my attention is drawn by two people emerging from the back offices. I turn my head to see who it is. With everything going on, I barely noticed that Gavin was missing, and as he approaches, the disdain on his face is easy to read. It's settled then, apparently. In light of Francine's passing, our legal owner is now...
Good morning, employees of Deco's Fun Zone.
What? Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah. Well, guess what, YouTube? Cliffhanger. Goodness.